Okay, so in the last video we discussed automated methods of doing a head cleaning, the medium cleaning, the normal cleaning, and the powerful cleaning, and exactly what those accomplish, and how to identify whether or not you need to do those by using the test print. If you want more information on that, if you turn to page 53 in your user's manual, you will find a lot more information on each of those levels of cleaning, what they do, and kind of how they function. As well, from time to time, it becomes necessary to utilize what we refer to as a cleaning kit. We have cleaning swabs and special cleaning fluids that are actually used now to clean the outside of the print head. What can happen with the ink over time is you can imagine the print head spraying ink. That's essentially what's happening onto the page. Over time, some of that ink will accumulate around the outside of the print head and will dry on, and it will form almost like a stalactite where it hangs off the bottom of the print head. This can cause, obviously, print quality issues as well. Anything from what we call dot deflection, where the ink is sprayed out, hits this ink that's hanging off the bottom of the print head and lands on the wrong spot on the page. And if it gets really bad, you will even see smear marks across the paper, because what's happening is that's hanging down low enough that it's actually touching the top of the media and causing it to smear. So this is something a situation where you would want to do a manual cleaning. And again, manual cleaning should be part of your regular maintenance on the printer, and Roland's recommendation with respect to that is to do that once every 2 weeks. Again, I always recommend we do it every Monday morning. It's just make it part of your routine. It's easier, and it's better. You're better off to avoid preventative maintenance rather than cleaning the machine after you've already ruined the print job. So, in order to do that, if you turn to page 55 in the manual, you can follow along step by step as you do this. So what we do is we start by pressing the menu button, and we scroll down until we see sub-menu. Okay, and we go into the sub-menu, and scroll down until we see maintenance. There it is there. Okay, and you go into the maintenance menu and you see the option for cleaning and of course our little enter symbol. So at this point we press the enter button. It's asking you to open the maintenance cover, and if you refer to point 5 on page 55, it actually shows you exactly where the maintenance cover is, located over on this side of the printer. So open this cover up, the front cover. There's 2 screws here that can be put on without the use of a screwdriver. Those are the only things that, the only types of screws that you should have to remove. So you remove the first one, and remove the second one. And the maintenance cover simply lifts up and out of position. If the loading lever is raised, you won't be able to pull the cover out. So it's important that the loading lever has to be in the bottom position in order for this to work. So I just set the maintenance cover aside, somewhere where you're not going to step on it. Close the front cover, and what you want to do now is go back to the control panel where it says open maintenance cover. You've done that, so go ahead and press the enter key. What will happen is the print heads will travel to this section of the printer and allow you to access them. Okay, so we've moved the print heads over to this location, and now the control panel is asking us to open the front cover. So again, if you look at point number 2, it says remove the front cover. It shows you where the screws are. Again, it's in the video, but the screws are right here on the top. Take those off, and the cover just pull forward slightly and lift it straight up. Again, set this somewhere out of the way where you're not going to step on it or damage it. And you'll be able to see the inside components of the printer. At this point, if you're standing on carpet, what you need to do is actually just touch the inside of the front cover here. This is a metal frame. If you have any static electricity in your body, you'll discharge it there, and it's harmless. You're not going to hurt the printer in any way. And that's actually, I believe that's actually shown on the next page as well. It shows you exactly to do that. Okay? So the tools that you're going to need cleaning swabs. You can order these from Saul. We carry them in packs of 20. They are also, when you purchase your printer, you do get a small set of them. And you're also going to need some cleaning fluid. We carry this in 500 ml bottles and 1 liter bottles. And again, when you purchase your printer, you do get a small sample bottle that you can use. So, looking at point number 3, you can see exactly where you need to clean the printer. So, point number 1 here shows you cleaning around the bottom of the print heads. We'll go into some detail on that in a minute. Number 2, we're cleaning around what are called the cap tops, which is this area of the printer right here. Okay. And then the final one is cleaning what are called the wipers, which are these rubber wipers located here. So in order to do this, open the front cover. Okay, and actually the control panel even tells you to do that. So you open up the front cover, take the cap off of your cleaning fluid, and dip the cleaning swab inside the cleaning fluid. It's a good idea maybe to wear latex gloves when you do this, and also just to damp off or to remove any excess fluid. You don't need this dripping with fluid. I always put the cap back on my bottle as well, just in case if you don't want to spill this anywhere. If you spill it on the plastic on the printer, it will damage the plastic, or on your carpet or anything. It will make a mess. So good idea to put the cap on it. So if you have a look under here, you can actually see all four of the print heads, and you can see that there's some dried up ink on them. So we have our black, our cyan, and our magenta, and our yellow. So we don't actually clean the bottom of the print head. There's a stainless steel frame that goes around the print head, and that's the only area we touch. So if I take this swab, hopefully you can see this, and I just wipe that on the print head, you can see I'm starting to get some of the ink off of there. And you want to do all four sides. Again, you don't really want to touch the bottom. It's not the end of the world if you do. Nothing's going to blow up, but you want to try and prevent that. There's a special coating on the bottom of the print head, and you don't want to remove that coating by applying the solvent cleaning solution here, and along the back of the print head as well. Now, if your swab becomes really contaminated, throw it out and get a new one to clean the next print head. But usually, you can get away with cleaning at least 2 or 3 of them without having to switch. Even just getting a little bit of the fluid onto the ink and leaving it sit there for a minute or two will allow it to begin to break up so that it actually comes off. Okay? So you can clearly see the difference, obviously, between a clean print head and the dirty ones over there on the other side. Okay, and again, what happens when you have dirty print heads is that it can cause you some quality issues. So simply making this a part of your Monday morning routine will make sure that your print quality is not really an issue. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish cleaning these print heads, and then you would move on to the next station. So again, in the manual, the next station is what are called the cap tops, which are located here. So when the print head is sort of at home state or at the base point, they are in contact with each of the cap tops. So the cap tops are like a sponge. They keep the print head moist and protect the print head from drying out. In order to clean those, we simply just go around the forehead. If there's a lot of ink in there, you could gently dab the top of the cap top as well. Generally speaking, though, I usually don't find that I have to do that. Okay, so again, around all four print heads, or four cap tops rather. Okay, to clean those up if there's any extra ink laying around. So sometimes there might be. Then the final area to clean is the wipers. So the wipers are actually what clean the bottom of the print head. What happens is they move forwards and backwards along the bottom of the print head, and they remove any debris or any small pieces of ink or anything like that that have collected there. It's very important to make sure that they're clean and that they're functioning properly. The way the wipers work is that they have 2 sides to them. They have a rubber side, which is the side that faces me, and they have a felt side, which is the side that faces the back of the printer. These are also what we would consider a consumable item. They do require replacement from time to time. Once you finish cleaning everything, you'll notice on the control panel with the question mark, it's asking me if I'm finished, and it shows the small enter symbol. So I press enter and follow the prompts on the control panel. So in this case, it's asking me to close the side cover. So you remember the side cover we took off. You'll notice there are basically like hinges here, and they fit into the bottom of the cover. So you want to slide those on. Press enter once you've closed the side cover. My front cover happens to be open, so the printer is telling me to close that. So I close the front cover. Now what will happen is the print heads will come back over to the capping station, and they will self-clean at this point. So basically there's a chance that we may have left some debris on the bottom of the print head. So by doing the self-cleaning, it's going to remove any of that information. Once all that's finished, it will ask me to replace the maintenance cover, and that's the end of your cleaning.